Hey, what's going on? My name is Dan. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to talk about why watching a certain type of YouTube videos in the e-commerce space is really stupid and honestly useless. It's not going to give you any value. And it honestly shows a bigger trend in entrepreneurship, and it really showcases like another side of human psychology that I want to talk about. It really paints the difference between people who actually end up succeeding with entrepreneurship, who actually take action and get shit done, compared to people who just basically spend years watching endless amounts of YouTube videos. They spend years just thinking about whether they should start or not, and they spend years just watching these videos, and they really stay behind this fear barrier, as I call it. So if we rewind back, and I want to take you back to the time when I started making YouTube videos. I actually started in 2017, so I've been making YouTube videos on e-commerce for several years. At the time, before I started, I actually got into e-commerce because I found out about it on YouTube. So at the time, there were a few like really great people that were talking about it at the time. I remember Tanner J. Fox. It was this guy who had this Lamborghini. He was young. He really, inspired me, and he was like, wow, like, anybody can do this, and he showed me that. So I remember taking his course at the time. So that was cool. And, that's how I got started. And at that time, when I found out about Amazon FBA, because that's just what I started with, right? So when I found out about this whole e-commerce thing, about online business, about the fact that you can make money online, I was so excited that I was literally spending like probably 10 hours a day just watching YouTube videos. And a lot of the YouTube videos I was watching, it was honestly like these types of videos. Is it worth starting Amazon? Is it worth starting Shopify? Can you actually make money with Amazon? How much money do you need to start Amazon? And looking back, I fully understand why I was watching all these videos. I fully understand, the rationale behind that and what goes on in a person's mind when they're starting out with entrepreneurship. When I was starting out in entrepreneurship, for me, myself, I'll just give you a piece of my own experience. Like, it was honestly not easy because to become a successful entrepreneur, you have to relearn everything that you've been taught. You really have to realize that everything that you've been taught up until the day that you discover entrepreneurship, up until the day that you make the decision to change your life, is just garbage. Because, how can you expect a different future if you're just going to keep doing the same things that got you to where you are today? And how can you, expect to have any changes in your life if you're just going to have the same beliefs, right? There's a fantastic book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And in that book, he actually talks about your paradigms and your beliefs. So all entrepreneurial success comes down to, changing your paradigms and changing your beliefs. And part of that is getting over the fear barrier, as I call it. So when I was starting out, I was super excited. I was just endlessly watching videos. And the thing is that, there's two sides of the brain. So my conscious mind was telling me that, okay, you can do this, you can start, go, do it because you will succeed. But my subconscious mind, and this is typically what happens with your subconscious, it's more primitive in a way. It's there to protect you. It's there to, just really make sure that you stay in your comfort zone and you stay safe and you don't venture out into the unknown, right? And that's what it tries to do. But the issue is that with entrepreneurship, you will inevitably experience roadblocks along the way. You're going to have kind of like, sticks in the road or fallen trees kind of in the road. And, you will have to learn to get over them if you want to succeed. It's just how it is. And as cheesy and as corny as it sounds, life is about the journey, not the destination. And along this journey, you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. So when I was starting out, the videos I would watch, I realized this trend that sometimes I would be locked in the state where I would be watching all of these videos like, is it worth starting Amazon? Is it worth starting Shopify? Is it too saturated? Is it too competitive, right? Fast forward to today, it's funny. If I type in Amazon FBA on YouTube, right, Amazon FBA, you'll find that the types of videos that get a lot of views and that are ranked on page 1 are, is Amazon FBA still worth starting in 2021? The truth revealed. I tried Amazon FBA for 3 months, the honest results, right? The honest results, minus. You can see that it's almost like negative in a way, minus $18,000, right? And a lot of the videos like, is it worth starting Amazon, right? Starting Amazon, that gets all the views, right? Look, is Amazon still worth it? Is Amazon still worth it? Is Amazon still worth starting in 2021? The truth revealed, the truth revealed, the truth revealed. The truth is that, yes, of course it's worth starting. Why would it not be worth starting? It's funny because every single person making these videos, they're probably either selling a course or affiliate marketing a course, which is totally fine. Like I myself, full transparency, I sell a course as well, but the course that I sell, I actually started that in 2017. And it was literally one of the first courses on Amazon FBA. We've been in business for so long. A lot of people that join our course, Ecom Freedom, Freedom, they actually succeeded, and then they just basically decided to make their own course and repackage the same content. So a lot of the stuff you see out there is just, repackaging. They don't have obviously the mentorship and the $1 million coaching that you get with us from actual like $1 million sellers, like myself, Scott, and Josh. But the point is that all these videos here, is it worth starting? You watch it and it's literally like, I'm looking at it right now, 15 minutes for one, 18 minutes for the other. And these people, they keep making the same videos over and over and over again because they're playing on this basic human psychology, which is this fear planted in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is always trying to get you to stay in your comfort zone. But you must realize that, this is not watching these types of videos. It's because you're playing into your fear mentality. It's because you're playing into this scarcity mentality that these people are spreading. And I myself am not a fan at all of this scarcity, negativity, negative vibes that these people put out by making these videos, because they know they're going to get the views. They know this is the type of content that they have to make to get the views, because so many people, when they're starting out with entrepreneurship, they have to get over that fear barrier, right? For me, when I started out with my Amazon FBA business, I actually set myself the goal of $10,000 per month within 6 months. What ended up happening was I actually hit $32,000 a month in sales by July of that year. So within 3 months. And it's not uncommon to see when you actually set a goal, you'll actually get to that goal a lot faster, and you'll actually achieve a lot more than you would have if you didn't set any goal. There's actually an interesting statistic. I think they took a class, I think it was Harvard or something like that. They took a graduating university class, and they actually compared the lives and the successes of the students who actually set life goals compared to those who never ended up setting any life goals. And those people, the students that ended up setting life goals, each individual student actually had a net worth that was more than the rest of the graduating class combined of all those people that never ended up setting any goals. So, that just shows you how powerful it is. So myself, to get over my fear barrier, to get over my, almost caveman-esque like subconscious mind trying to get me to stay in my comfort zone and just keep with the 9 to 5, fully knowing, my conscious mind fully knowing that that was a recipe for disaster, for failure. Little did I know that only 2 years later, remember I started in 2017, little did I know that only 2 or 3 years later, this whole world situation would blow up. I would likely be on government checks and government stimulus, and I would likely be probably still living with my parents, like a lot of people that I know from my hometown, if I didn't get over my fear barrier of starting. Do you see how important this is? So I set my goal, and then what I did? Actually, at the time, I read this fantastic book called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And in that book, he said that every single day, basically the vast majority of your success comes from the minority of what you do. So what you have to focus on is every single day when you set your goal, you ask yourself, what is the one thing I have to do today to move forward towards my goal as quickly as possible, or doesn't have to be as quickly, but as sustainably as possible, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. So every single morning and throughout my day, I would ask myself, depending on my actions, is this moving me forward towards my one goal? And if it wasn't moving me forward, then I would not do it, right? So for me, I knew that what was actually going to move me forward towards my dreams and my goals with entrepreneurship is to, for example, invest in courses, maybe watch videos, not that are like, is it worth starting, but like videos specifically on showing me the steps to build my business and actually applying them, doing product research, finding suppliers, talking to suppliers, building up my brand, getting a logo, all these things, right? But certainly not hanging around on YouTube and just being a entrepreneur, right? There's a lot of people, it's interesting, there's people that I literally have seen in my YouTube comments, and it's sad, right? And if you're one of those, then hopefully you understand my point. There's people that I've known, I'm really connected with my audience, and I recognize names. Back when I started out in 2017, even when I had like 500 subscribers, there were people from back then that they were really skeptical, and they would watch all my videos. Today, they're still commenting, but they never built up any business. They never got anywhere. And essentially what they spent 3 years doing is just watching YouTube videos, I guess, and figuring out whether Amazon FBA is too competitive. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? And it took them 3 years to do that. Meanwhile, myself and thousands of other people have built incredibly successful businesses. They've reached the top of the e-commerce ranks, and they just managed to completely change their lives. So remember, what's actually going to change your life is taking action, setting that goal, asking yourself, okay, what is the number one thing that I can do to reach that goal and getting over your fear barrier, because in reality, entrepreneurship carries with it much less inherent risk than a 9-to-5 job. We all know that 9-to-5 jobs and trusting the government, putting your trust in the system, it literally will leave you just, it potentially can leave you in ruins. And we've seen that happen with the world situation going on this year, last year, and just in recent times. In this world today, the only person that you can depend on is yourself. That is the biggest key. All right. So remember, don't play into your fear mentality. For all those people, that are making these videos, no problem. They can keep making them. They're going to still keep getting the views, because most people that get into Amazon, get into Shopify and online business, for them, it's just a 1-week thing. Most people, they can never commit to something long-term, even for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Imagine where you'd be if you had started 1 year ago. Imagine where you'd be today. Right? So I want to leave you with that message. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel. You will succeed. Okay. You will succeed. You really have to literally program yourself. I am a success. I will succeed. I'm on my path every single day. And if you tell yourself that all the time, when you see something, is it worth? Yes, it's worth. I'm already on my path. I'm already successful. Time's catching up. You'll get there. So thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel. I got an amazing podcast, The Dan Vas Show. I'm making, podcast episodes on there about entrepreneurship, talking about reaching your freedom lifeline, which basically is where you are making millions of dollars with an online business. You are doing what you love. You're happy. You are free, location independent. You have amazing relationships in your life, and you're just experiencing true happiness along your own life path. So I'm talking about that, talking about how to get rich, how to build lasting wealth, investing, my own personal lessons, the books that I'm reading. So all that is on the Dan Vas Show. You'll find the link down below. You can also reach me on my Instagram at Dan Vas. It's the best way to reach me. I love reading your DMs. I love, helping you out with any questions that you have, with just giving out life advice, just because I've been there, done that. I've been in entrepreneurship. I've been along this wild ride. I've seen my fair share of experiences in business, in e-commerce, and just overall, you learn a lot of things as you kind of rise through the ranks of wealth and through the ranks of success. And my journey is only beginning as well for me. The journey is always beginning. It's always day one, as Jeff Bezos said, who just recently stepped down from CEO of the CEO position of Amazon to focus on other projects, interestingly enough. But anyway, thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing day.